good afternoon, good evening, wherever and whenever this video finds you, I bid you welcome, and I hope you're doing very well. I'm back with another ASMR World of Warcraft classic leveling video, and I hope you will enjoy it. So, I brought us here to the Stonefield farm, where we can just go ahead and hand in this very overdue quest of Princess and the Brass Collar.
Have a good one.
Alright, so what are we going to do today? Let's see. We're going to go over here, finally, to Westbrook Garrison, and see if we can just finish up Elwynn Forest and move on from there. I've given it some thought, and I'm going to take us over to Loch Modan, and we're gonna quest there. Which doesn't mean that Westfall is off the cards, so to speak. We may possibly return. I've been thinking about making a hunter, and we could take her there. So I've never actually went inside the garrison. Let's just have a little nosy.
You need something?
So we have a morale officer selling various drinks, and he has brought to our attention that we haven't sold in quite a while. Let's just see about cleaning up our bags just a little bit with some spare items that we're not going to be using. I think we'll just wait and see. It's hard to determine at this point in time. I'm considering just turning down the music a little. So we have Stormwind guards in here. It's your fairly standard layout of this sort of building. That'll probably take us up to a roof, and then this should take us into a big room. Yeah. This would be a nice spot for roleplay, if that's your cup of tea. But it's very nice, these lanterns make it very, very soft. These little long tables are a nice touch, and that would be the barracks. There's a stove that we could borrow the use of. Alright, my curiosity has been sated. I hope yours has too. So let's get down to business. Hogger. Warlocks can't use staffs in Classic.
Light be with you. For the Alliance. Light bless you.
So, we are being sent
Careful.
to deal with the gnolls that are encroaching on Elwynn Forest. I'm just going to send a message. Just ask if anyone could give us a hand, as I assume we will need the extra support. Supposing that nobody responds. Never mind. Okay. Level 52. I didn't quite expect that. But that's very kind. So, they're on their way. Coming from Stormwind. That's such a kind thing. Coming all the way down to help us. There he is. He's just wandering around. Okay. They're just making sure we know that if we don't hit him, it won't register as a kill. Alright. I was thinking we could try to clear a few of the mine, but 3 is quite a lot to take on at once. I'm not really sure if we are at a point where we could do something like that. Maybe one of these. We change our loot to free for all. Here comes our friend to our rescue. Look at what a wee cutie. I've experienced more kindness in Classic playing over the past week than I have in retail in so many years. Okay. Let me see about inviting him. That's wonderful. Alright. So, we can just focus on the armbands. Leveled up. I can see if there's any new spells. These are quite a low drop rate, it would seem. So we might be here a while. some more consumables. There's Hogger, respawned. Wandering around, we'll just keep out of his way for now. The gnolls make a very interesting sound when killed. I've noticed it sounds a little bit like plastic, a sort of plastic crunch. But if you listen, you'll hear what I'm talking about when we kill this one. Plastic crunch. A little bit of extra ASMR. I'd like to try to get this chest. So let's just see about taking this one. I wonder if pulling one will pull all the rest. We'll just see. Could fear one of these ones first. Okay, so that is gonna bring the rest of them. Wonder, can we fear more than one at a time? There's one taken care of. One's died. Well, we're definitely open to many more possibilities now that we have a Void Walker. We couldn't have done that with our imp. Sweetheart though he was, little grumpy guy. We just need 3 more armbands. Let's build both of these. We'll just was curious about the cooldown time of a health stone. It doesn't show us how long it takes, maybe. That looks like maybe 3 minutes. Ish. I'm not too sure. Doesn't seem too bad. Okay. We'll just get our health and mana up to 100 and see about taking this camp. Start with this one here, who's lingering just a little too close. Well, he's wandered off now, but he'll come back. Okay, let's circle around. And we'll just pinch him and get him over to us. Okay. We have more coming. This did not go according to plan. But we'll always have that risk. If you're fearing something, it's going to run into another group. That's quite far to go. There must be gnolls up here. Don't remember that. But it is quite far to go. So, perhaps we will play it safe for now. I wondered if our shards would disappear upon death, but it doesn't seem that that's the case. That's really good. I was worried we'd have to start collecting them again. But it does say, doesn't it? Conjured items disappear if logged out for more than 15 minutes, so we'll keep that in mind. right into that camp. Okay. Just one more. Maybe one of these strays will be nice and give us what we want, and then we can go. Wonderful. Okay. That's us. So we can hand these in. We do have this quest for Sentinel Hill. And also for Albri's deed. But they won't entice us, we're not going to Westfall.
Well, go with honor, friend. Be careful. Go with honor, friend. What can I help you with? The Alliance.
It would be nice to get some new gear, but we've had this for quite a while.
Can I help you?
It's not you.
Be careful.
Okay, we've nothing that we can learn just yet. But 12. We do. Get a few new spells. So we have Drain Soul, but I'm wondering about Drain Life. 14.
40 lives.
Because if we have Drain Life, that's going to work very well in conjunction with the likes of Life Tab.
What can I do for you? Light bless you.
Yes. So unfortunately we can't actually have any of these
Go with honor, friend.
rewards. But that's no matter. So we still have a little time. So I say we make our way into Stormwind and take the tram to Ironforge. It's going to be a big run, but I'm sure we'll get there just fine. Especially because we have our Voidwalker to protect us. Although he looks a little like he would bite. Like one of those fish. I don't know why a fish specifically, but or a reptile. That's more what it is. Like he'd have very tiny teeth, but a lot of teeth. I'm glad that Stormwind has remained mostly unchanged through the years. This place particularly. These statues. I don't think I'd like to see them changed in any way. I'm not too sure what that is. I've never seen that before, but this will be a nice spot to fish. I'll have to see about making some classic fishing videos. The only issue with it when I was making one, I found myself almost falling asleep. That is, that's quite awful. This particularly. Alright. So, we're going into the Dwarven District. The very, very smoky Dwarven District. leaves first. Okay, there we go. I always take the middle card. It feels snug. The only thing about these sorts of spaces is if you have a pet, it will just stand in you no matter what. Maybe he's scared. I love that aquarium part. I wonder if you can find that and swim down into it. That'd be interesting. Alright, we've arrived. It was a lot quicker than I remember. But if you fall off the tram out of curiosity, you do have to run the whole way. Okay. That's kind. I love buffing people. Especially if I play a priest. I find myself just standing around if I'm waiting for dungeon queues, and I'll just buff everybody inside and start healing everybody inside. It's an itch. It's a healer itch. If you don't scratch it, you're miserable. I'd love to see what it would look like if this door was to come down. Terribly yawny this morning. I woke up this morning at 5:30 and I was so tempted to just stay up. But then I just thought, but I'll be tired later, so I just have to get back into bed. Which may have been an excuse. then again, I sleep with my dog. So I didn't want to wake him too early either. Although that being said, he would sleep all day if given the opportunity. So I can't remember when I started recording, but I think it's been maybe approaching 40 minutes. And I'm not sure quite how long it's going to take to run the whole way to Loch Modan. It can take a while. It certainly seems to be going at a very slow pace. But I love this zone. I love a lot of zones, but this one's nice. I like snowy regions. Especially because that fresh, untouched snow is permanently fresh and untouched. You have little footprints, but they vanish. And that's really sweet. We don't get a lot of snow here. You might have some snow every few years. It's really quite rare. And we would never get heavy snow. So when there's just a little bit, you don't want to disturb it. Because it so quickly turns to brine slush. And it's devastating. We don't want to go to the quarry. These boars are enormous. There's some earth root. We can't actually gather that. We're quite close, but not yet. Where are we now? Okay. I think we get a few quests just before we get to what's it called? Delsamar. Yeah, I think we get a few quests just before we arrive at the town. So we might leave it there. It just depends how far we have to go. I was going to just make the journey and edit it out. But it's been nice. I love the dwarven architecture. once again, I'm curious to see just what's in here. Just to have a wee nosy before we continue. I used to think these were building blocks. Because of the bright colors. For little dwarf kids or adults. Sometimes there's no greater peace than returning to childhood comfort. So, but again, that would be a nice roleplay spot, seeing as it's actually completely empty, but furnished and very detailed. Just a little outpost between areas. It's quite a liminal area, isn't it? And I'm too busy paying attention to my surroundings that I'm not paying attention to my surroundings. But that's such a lovely sight to be greeted with, coming from the snow-laden trees to suddenly seeing such a lush, warm green. Look at that. It's like a changing season. We have these statues, just the suggestion of something enormous. It really is very well designed. Okay, so let's just check the map. Yeah, I think these are our first few quests, because I think we go around this area first, if memory serves. So let's get cozy in here and we'll leave it. For today, it's been lovely. I hope you go on to enjoy the rest of your day. And thank you so much for joining